In the vast and opulent Mughal Empire of India, in the 17th century, reigned Emperor Shah Jahan, whose name meant King of the World. His court was a center of beauty, art, and architecture, but his heart belonged to a single woman, his beloved wife, Arjamand Banu Begum, better known by the title granted to her Mumtaz Mahal, the jewel of the palace. Their love was legendary, a bond of devotion and companionship that transcended court intrigues and imperial responsibilities. Mumtaz Mahal was not only his favorite consort, she was his closest confidant, his advisor, and the mother of 14 of his children. The emperor's idyllic life was brutally interrupted in 1631, during a military campaign in Berhampur. Mumtaz Mahal, who always accompanied Shah Jahan on his travels, died tragically while giving birth to their 14th child. The loss was devastating. Shah Jahan plunged into such deep mourning that the entire empire felt the weight of his sorrow. He isolated himself for weeks, and when he reappeared, his hair had turned white, and his features showed the trace of overwhelming sadness. The emperor's grief, however, was not only manifested in reclusion, it manifested in a grandiose promise, an oath of eternal love that would defy death itself. He vowed to build Mumtaz Mahal a tomb unlike any other, a monument that would be the most beautiful and sumptuous the world had ever seen, worthy of the memory of his love and the dignity of his queen. It would not merely be a mausoleum. It would be a visible and eternal symbol of his devotion, a work of art that would transcend life. This promise, born from the deepest pain, gave rise to what would become the Taj Mahal. The idea of a monumental tomb for lost love was not new in history, but the scale and beauty that Shah Jahan envisioned for the Taj Mahal elevated the concept to a divine level. He wanted his beloved's tomb to be a reflection of paradise on earth, a place of peace and perfection that would welcome her into eternity. The chosen site for this grand tribute was on the banks of the Yamuna River, in the city of Agra, the capital of the Mughal Empire at the time, a location that, besides being symbolic, would offer the ideal conditions for a construction of such magnitude and beauty, which would soon become one of the greatest architectural wonders of the world. Shah Jahan's promise to build an unparalleled tomb for his beloved Mumtaz Mahal was not a mere gesture of grief. It was the seed of an unprecedented architectural vision, an earthly paradise conceived to house his queen's soul for eternity. The emperor, a profound connoisseur of arts and architecture, dreamed of a structure that would represent the perfect beauty, purity, and serenity of Islamic paradise. The inspiration for the Taj Mahal was a sublime fusion of styles that reflected the Mughal Empire's cultural richness. Persian architecture, with its symmetry, elegant arches, and geometric gardens, contributed significantly to the design. Elements of Islamic architecture, such as calligraphy, minarets, and an emphasis on symmetry and order, were masterfully incorporated. And of course, the rich Indian architectural tradition, with its bulbous domes and intricate carving work, also left its mark. The result would be a masterpiece that would transcend stylistic boundaries, creating a unique architectural language. The planning of the Taj Mahal was meticulous and lasted for years before the first stone was laid. Shah Jahan gathered the most brilliant architects, master builders, and artisans from across his vast empire, and even from distant lands like Persia and the Ottoman Empire. Although the name of a single principal architect, like Ustad Ahmed Lahori, is often cited, the project was, in fact, a collaborative effort by a team of geniuses. There were specialists in dome design, arch construction, hydraulic engineering for water channels, and precious stone ornamentation. The chosen site, a vast expanse of land on the banks of the Yamuna River in Agra, was of great strategic and aesthetic importance. The main mausoleum's position was carefully aligned to maximize its beauty and its reflection in the large water tank in front, creating an illusion of floating in a breathtaking scenery. The project was not limited to the mausoleum. It was a carefully planned funerary and garden complex, which included mosques, guest houses, monumental gates, and a vast Mughal-style garden, the Shahbag symbolizing paradise with its 4 quadrants divided by water channels. The choice of materials was as ambitious as the design. The emperor demanded the purest and most precious. The dominant material would be translucent white marble, brought from the quarries of Makrana in Rajasthan, over 400 kilometers from Agra. This marble is famous for its ability to change color with the light of day, taking on pinkish hues at dawn, bright whites at midday, and golden tones at sunset, lending the Taj Mahal an ever-changing and ethereal beauty. In addition to the marble, a profusion of semi-precious and precious stones would be used in the intricate Petra Dura technique, an inlay method that would adorn the walls with floral and geometric patterns. Jasper from Punjab, sapphire from Sri Lanka, lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, coral from Arabia, turquoise from Tibet, onyx, agate, and many other jewels would be inlaid, transforming the marble into a tapestry of colors and brilliance. It is estimated that over 28 different types of precious and semi-precious stones were used. The conception of the Taj Mahal, therefore, was an act of love elevated to imperial scale, a dream of paradise and perfection that would materialize in marble. the result of the collaboration of brilliant minds and the use of the noblest materials the Mughal Empire could gather. With the design meticulously planned and the noblest materials selected, Emperor Shah Jahan began the construction of the Taj Mahal in 1632. This monumental undertaking was not just an architectural project, it was one of the greatest works of engineering and art in history, demanding an unprecedented scale of labor and resources. It is estimated that more than 20,000 artisans, stonemasons, calligraphers, sculptors, and specialized workers were mobilized for the work. They came from various parts of India, Persia, the Ottoman Empire, and Central Europe, each bringing their unique skills and knowledge. Masters in stone inlay, such as those who dominated the Petra Dura technique, worked tirelessly to create the intricate floral and geometric patterns that adorned the marble. Renowned calligraphers like Amanat Khan were responsible for the Quranic inscriptions that framed the arches and portals, transforming sacred verses into visual art. The transportation of materials was a colossal logistical challenge. The translucent white marble, the star of the Taj Mahal, was extracted from the Makrana quarries in Rajasthan. Over 400 kilometers from Agra, gigantic blocks, some weighing several tons, were transported by a fleet of more than 1,000 elephants, in addition to thousands of oxen and buffalo, on a slow and arduous journey that could take months. To facilitate the transport of these heavy blocks, an earth ramp about 15 kilometers long was built, with a gradual incline, allowing animals to pull the stones to the construction site. In addition to the marble, precious and semi-precious stones arrived from all over the world. Jasper from Punjab, sapphire from Sri Lanka, lapis lazuli from Afghanistan, coral from Arabia, turquoise from Tibet, onyx, agate, malachite, and many others. Each of these stones was carefully cut and polished to perfectly fit the complex Petra Dura designs, creating a large-scale jewelry effect. The engineering behind the Taj Mahal is a miracle for its time. To ensure the stability of the main mausoleum, built on the banks of a river, Mughal engineers developed an innovative foundation. They excavated deep wells and filled them with gravel and mortar, creating a solid base resistant to moisture. On this base, pillars of marble and red sandstone were erected, interconnected by a system of arches that distributed the structure's weight. The complex's perfect symmetry is a testament to mathematical precision and geometric planning. The 4 minarets flanking the main mausoleum, for example, were built with a slight outward lean. This subtle incline, almost imperceptible to the naked eye, had an ingenious purpose. In case of an earthquake, they would fall away from the mausoleum, protecting the central structure. The main dome, with its 35 meters in height, is an engineering masterpiece. Built with a double dome technique, it allowed for a lighter internal structure, while the outer dome maintained visual grandeur. This technique also helped regulate the mausoleum's internal temperature, keeping it cool in summer and warmer in winter. Water, a vital element in Islamic gardens, was brought to the complex through an ingenious system of aqueducts and underground channels, fed by the Yamuna River. This water not only irrigated the vast gardens, but also filled the reflecting pools and fountains, creating stunning reflections of the Taj Mahal and an atmosphere of serenity and coolness. The construction of the Taj Mahal lasted approximately 22 years. Being completed in 1653, the cost was exorbitant, draining the empire's coffers, but for Shah Jahan it was a small price to pay for the eternity of his love. The result was a structure that was not just a tomb but a symphony in marble, a testament to human capacity to create beauty on a monumental scale, driven by the deepest of emotions. The construction of the Taj Mahal, a masterpiece of beauty and mourning, was finally completed in 1653. After more than 2 decades of incessant work and a cost that significantly drained the coffers of the vast Mughal Empire, for Shah Jahan, however, the monument's value transcended any material price. It was the physical manifestation of a love he believed to be eternal and that would endure through the ages. The gleaming white marble mausoleum shone on the banks of the Yamuna River, a perfect symbol of Mumtaz Mahal's purity and the promised paradise. Despite the completion of the Taj Mahal and the eternity he sought for his love, Shah Jahan's ultimate fate would not be as glorious as the monument he created. In 1658, his own son Aurangzeb, a more austere, fundamentalist and ambitious leader, dethroned his father in a brutal military coup. Motivated both by the desire for power and by disagreement with his father's extravagant spending on projects like the Taj Mahal, Shah Jahan was imprisoned in the Agra fort, just a few kilometers from his marble jewel. For approximately 8 years, he lived as a prisoner, his only solace being the view of his beloved's mausoleum, which he could gaze upon through the windows of his cell, a constant reminder of his love, his loss, and the beauty he had orchestrated. Even more intriguing, and adding a layer of melancholy to the romantic epic, popular legend tells that Shah Jahan had an even more ambitious plan after the completion of the White Taj Mahal. He intended to build an identical mausoleum for himself, but of black marble, on the opposite bank of the Yamuna River. This structure, the Black Taj, would be connected to the White Taj Mahal by a bridge, symbolizing the perfect and eternal union of the couple, mirroring each other in life and death. The legend suggests that the foundations of this Black Taj were even begun, or that black marble stones were found nearby. But Aurangzeb's coup forever interrupted the project, leaving Shah Jahan's grand dream incomplete and relegated to the realm of legend and speculation. Although most historians view this story as a popular myth, lacking concrete archaeological evidence for its actual construction, the image of two mausoleums, one white and one black, reflecting in the river's waters, has captured the imagination of poets, artists, and lovers for centuries, adding a layer of melancholy and grandeur to the already tragic love story. Shah Jahan died in 1666 and was, in an act of respect or convenience on Aurangzeb's part, interred beside his beloved Mumtaz Mahal in the Taj Mahal. His tomb, positioned slightly to the side of hers within the crypt, is the only asymmetry in the perfectly symmetrical complex, a detail that paradoxically emphasizes the inseparable union of the two and the singularity of his presence there. The Taj Mahal, today, is much more than a tomb for a royal couple. It has transcended its original function to become a universal symbol of eternal love, recognized and revered across the planet. It is one of the 7 wonders of the modern world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting millions of visitors annually from all corners of the globe. Its architectural beauty, the perfection of its symmetry, the delicacy of its Petra Dura inlays, and the way its color changes with the daylight continue to marvel and inspire. Artists, poets, filmmakers, musicians, and even fashion companies from all cultures are captivated by its history, its aesthetics, and the emotional power it represents. The Taj Mahal is frequently cited in lists of the world's most beautiful structures, a constant source of inspiration and admiration. The Taj Mahal's legacy resides not only in its physical structure, but in its capacity to inspire and evoke profound emotions. It is a testament to human passion, the ability to create transcendent beauty from sorrow, and the persistence of memory. The story of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal, immortalized in marble, continues to echo through time, reminding us that love, even in the face of death, tragedy, and political upheavals, can build monuments that withstand time and history, transforming sadness into an eternal celebration of beauty, devotion, and the resilience of the human spirit. It is a work that proves that art and affection can truly achieve immortality. The Taj Mahal is a monument to love, grief, and artistic ambition, but its mystery and the legend of the Black Taj add even more fascination to its story. Which aspect of this epic narrative, from Shah Jahan's profound love to his final vision of a black mausoleum, touched or surprised you most? Do you believe in the legend of the Black Taj, or for you, is the white marble already the perfect and unsurpassed representation of this eternal love? Share your opinion in the comments and join our discussion about this jewel of humanity, an icon of passion and architecture. And if there's another story of daring and imposing constructions you'd love us to explore in our next video, leave your suggestion below. Your curiosity is our guide to unraveling the great stories of the world, and the next adventure begins with you.